discrimination and persons violating one's right and persons discriminating against them, and we cover over 27 different categories of discrimination. And then we're looking at, and one of the main areas that I focus on when it comes to seniors, because a lot of our seniors in our communities, they've been discriminated against. Immigrants have been discriminated against, and it is, across the board. As anything else, as you know, my association with the board, and I served as the chair for the review board at Kings County Hospital, but now I serve as the chair for the outreach committee, and I'm also consultant for the patient care at Kings County. And there as well, I focus when it comes to patient wellness, my first love for the seniors. So when I first joined board and through Health and Social Services, I wanted to be in public safety, and I said no, I don't want to do this. But the more that I got involved, I saw the need that I had to be there. That it had to be a reason why I had to be there. So we've done some things we have been planning, but my disappointment is that we come together and we discuss and we lay a whole lot of ideas on the table, but it don't grow anywhere, it goes nowhere because people are not committed. So when it really comes to really doing the work, and if everything falls back on me, and I'm one person and I have so much, so therefore some things just fall back on the way, Even look, we have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 persons, and how many of us are here now? You understand? So commitment is very important, and it's the reason why I'm just going to put it out there. I start taking the attendance, because persons attends, then I have to send them a letter. It's either you want to be here or you don't want to be here. I mean, if you call and you send me a text message and you say, hey, Leopold, I'm not able, or you would let the office know and let them know that you can't make it because things happen. There are days that I may not be able to be here, and I just have to, reschedule. So so we have to be committed to the work. No one didn't put a gun to our head to be here, and then it's because of love of committee and the community. That's the reason why we are here. 1, 2, 3, 5 seconds. What would you have changed for today, present today, whatever you want for today? Is there anything you would have changed today?
You mean in terms of my daily routine?
Yeah.
No, nothing would have changed.
Okay. Lisa? As you went about your day, in your plan in your head, as your day developed, is there anything you would have changed?
I would have liked to breathe more.
You do what?
You talking about my personal day?
Yeah.
I would have liked to breathe more. Be
Take a
more
break.
aware.
Okay.
A very interesting question. Yeah, more. I just got a message about concerns raised in the immigrant community about the new situation.
Yeah.
So I had, as I was coming here, already planning to organize an informational session with lawyers. So, yeah.
Okay.
To address that, at least because sometimes people are misinformed, So the first thing to do is to, give them, the right
Khalid?
information and
Someone is at the door.
to build their confidence.
They have the bell is not working, so knock the door, but no one is reading. Yeah. Okay. For me, I wish I slept some more because I am tired. I worked early voting, and the hours this year was very long because usually we would go home like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and this year every night, 7 to 8, So and most of the time we get home after 9 because after you have to close up and everything. And then voting as anything else, the main day, get home 11 o'clock. And I still have my own work to do, my own chores. So I feel bit, I feel drained, but I had a staff meeting, so I had to go down to Manhattan today. But I just wish that I had some more rest. Yeah, that is it.
Even myself, I was in Pennsylvania the last 2 days,
Mhm.
convincing. It was tiring but very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so next month, we may have someone from the Assembly Member Cunningham. She will be with us. I don't want to give her late notice because I'm planning to have the Senior Wellness Day. So a few years ago, the Senior Wellness Day was held on Lefferts. It's a white street, and then they have the white sidewalk, and that's between Bedford and Washington, and it's close to Flatbush, and there's transportation, and it's a lot of footwork over there, and it was very successful. So we had many of the health people like Health First and Aetna and MetroPlus. They came, they brought much resources. We had the fire department came, they were doing CPR training. We had, what's this guy name? But he was supposed to have a table to do the massaging and everything like that. So, but it was very good, and we had food. We had vegetables given out as well as dry goods. We had chicken, we had fish, we had stuffed turkey and everything that we give out to the seniors. The food really was for the seniors, and so Dr. Love, she's not here, Jackie Love, she was at the last meeting last month, and she really coordinated that. So I'm looking for us to plan it again, and I would like to also partner with council member Rita Joseph, so we can have more, because as anything else, we need tables, for persons who can. Many of the participants, they have the tables, they have the tents, but other persons, need the tables and stuff. So we need to have tables, and
Do you have to pay an entrance fee for the tables? Okay.
So we would like them to sponsor the tables,
Okay.
sponsor the tables as well as, tents. So it's like you, and then the place that you work with yourself can have a table, and you bring resources, to the table. And if you know other persons, who can come in, because we want to give have persons here who can do something on mental health. We had life cooking, on the spot.
Is that on a Sunday or?
Yeah, it was a weekday. Was it a weekday? Because on the Saturday I'm in church, so I don't do Saturdays, So most likely it will have to choose a weekday or preferably a Sunday.
Yes, Sunday.
Yeah, preferably a Sunday. And so that is so any ideas? That is what we did. But any ideas you like to bring to the table?
Well, it seems like a very special event. I think sometimes for seniors, sometimes just showing up, showing that we care, showing that we're making something for them.
Mm-hmm.
So just showing that there's someone that, there's an event for them, we didn't forget about them, they're not left alone at home. It's important.
Yeah, definitely. So the 3 areas for next year, so we're gonna plan, so I'm looking for us to do something every quarter, like the first quarter, the second quarter, the third quarter of the year. So 1 quarter we're looking to do, most likely outside will be a little bit still a little bit nippy. So I would like us to take them to a movie in the city, and they can go to a Broadway show. That's what I would like for them. They can go to a Broadway show, because the 71st Christian, they were very the 71st Christian worked very closely, and what if we do transportation, they use the vans to do the transport and.
Is there a limit how many people that can go?
No, as long as you register, because we will know, so we can let them know as to
Okay.
how many, people going, so then they will organize it.
Any trips out of
And-
state, like to Sight and Sound in Pennsylvania?
So, not right now, because it's costly,
Mhm.
but I'm looking, because the last time, just before COVID, we were going to take them to, the Broadway show, so we chose 3 shows, and then we had the selected one,
Mhm.
right, but it never, I think it was something on the rooftop. I forget what it is, but it was a funny show that they wanted people to see. And then they do have, I think on a Tuesday, they have the senior special on a Tuesday, I think at midday or so. So we were going to take them to the show and then take them for lunch afterwards, but COVID happened and everything went downhill, so next year I would like us to do that, and then for the next quarter, then we can do, outside will be hot, so then we can do the wellness for the outside, and then the next one, I would like us to do a spa day. So the spa day, I did it 2 years ago at Kings County, and we used the T building at Kings County. So they came in, they had they did the exercise, they had the little health speech, they had the massage, they had the hair done, they had the nails done, then they had a movie in the afternoon. So they had popcorn and Etna, Elite Learners, I think they sponsored. So they bought the popcorn machine inside, and they had the popcorn, and they had the movie, and they played bingo, and then they
That's
had prices,
important.
and then they had prices and stuff like that for them, so anything else you think that we can maybe tap in, and then also, I'm looking because I know a lot of our seniors, they're getting a lot of calls, fraud calls, and they don't know, and they're just taking the calls because many of the calls now, they are not 800 numbers anymore, they're 347 numbers, 718 numbers, and when they see the calls, and they would answer and they give out the information. So we want to have a program for them. But the things that if they have someone in their house who can really connect them to the internet on Zoom, they can do that. So I'm thinking maybe there's something that we can do in the day, and in the daytime, where they can come out and then they can. We are able to utilize Assemblymember Cunningham's office anytime. They will at least 35 people or more, maybe a little bit more. They would maybe about 50. So it's right there. So we can bring in someone to speak to them. I know many times they would ask about screen, about the rent freeze and stuff like that. So we can bring somebody from Department of Health, and I also have persons from the mayor's office who would come in to speak to them, and any other questions that they may have when it comes to the rent, or some of them will have homes, and then when it comes to taxes and stuff like that, so some of the ease that they want to get. So we can have people coming in. So they can have a good time, but then they need to be educated as well, And then they also have all the services for them when it comes to healthcare, stuff like that, so that we can also let them, bring much awareness to them, because I think they have a lot and it's not being utilized because they don't know, that and all the services that are out there for them that they could utilize. One of the things that I just wish that we could, all the buildings that have been built in the area is just like little rooms cut up. I wish that we can have a place where we can have this the whole floor, and let the politicians pay for it, for the seniors, get a grant and a yearly grant and pay for it, where the seniors could come in and during the day they're just there during the day, they eat, they drink, they have fun, have a swimming pool where they can, just a recreational center, where they can, I think, how many recreational centers we have in the community? I know Heart to Heart, is there another one? I know they told me one on St. John,
Yeah, I've been there.
So I don't even know the one on St. John, but there are seniors they don't even know, you know.
It's far. If you live up this side, it's far to get down there.
Yeah, so I don't even know where it is. And
And
then
then the
I don't-
armory,
the
you
armory.
have to pay money to.
Yeah, you have to pay the armory to get in there, you know. And then in this summertime, one thing that Diana Richardson did one time, she had a block party, and in the evening time she had a movie under the stars for the seniors, you know, and it was so great, you know. So anything that we can do, because I don't want because it's wellness, you know, health and social services, you know. So anything that we can bring to the table that we can put together, collaborate together, and just, you know, make it happen. Because I don't like to rush, you know. I like us to sit down and plan, and I know each one of you, you know, work in different areas that you can bring your ideas to the table, and we can make it work.
Such a community center doesn't need to necessarily only be for seniors. Or youth also need a place.
For the community.
Or youth need a place to go to the gym, to go swimming. And it's important.
Yeah.
The thing is, we have places like that around here, but it costs money. So
It
there has
costs
to
money.
be a free
It
or
has to
some
be
sort of discounted area.
But that's what we're looking for, yeah.
Yeah.
For discounted, yeah, for discounted thing. Because I know Heart to Heart is down the block, and I have been in there, and a lot of seniors go in there, but they must
Where's
have
Heart to
insurance.
Heart?
Right in Empire. Empire
Oh.
between Rogers and
Okay.
Bedford, but they have to have insurance, and if they don't have insurance, they have to pay out of pocket. Not everyone has insurance, and not everyone is able, you know, to pay out of pocket. So that's the only, and I don't think there is a swimming pool in this. They go in there, they do the crochet, you know, the stuff. I don't know the full blast of the programs that they have in there. And then some of the other places that the seniors would go to are the senior centers. So some of them go to St. Gabriel's, and goes to St. Christopher. They go to Christopher Bledman, and then you have Fenimore down the block. And Fenimore is not well equipped. They don't have the financing support that they need, because the Fenimore Senior Center, they started the center with a pastor who was at the church, and then the pastor left and just threw it in another lady's lap, but she knew nothing. She didn't know what to do, you know. So therefore, the center was not registered with the city. So the agent was not able to help them. So you have what's that senior center on Albany? It's a Jewish gentleman who runs it.
Shalom Center.
Shalom, yeah. So Shalom would I went to Shalom, and Shalom he comes to the meeting sometimes. I have to reach out to him. He would help them, you know. He would, because usually he get food and stuff from bread and fruits and stuff from Long Island, and then he would have excess food, so he used to, you know, take it to them. And then my church, I would have my church to send stuff to them as well, because there were days that they would have a long line and there is no food. They would go in there and only get crackers and juice, and the lady would have to take money from her pocket. On any given year, fiscal year, she gets $18,000 to run the center for the year, and that's no money. And that really used to come from Matthew Eugene when he was in power, when he was a councilman, and the borough president used to give them some money as well. So as the borough president disbursed the funding to the different organizations that would have applied for grants, whatever excess that they have left back, they would give them a little something. And we were trying to put a proposal together for her, but she don't know the head to her toes as to what to do. You know, and even when you sit down and you try to talk to her, you know, to guide her, she still don't know. So she needs someone to really sit down and do the paperwork for her to see if she can get registered with the Department of Aging.
Do most of these agencies in our community that's already here need help with writing grants and getting money from the city?
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe that's the way we can help with them too.
Yeah. So these are some of the areas that we can.
Paperwork's a big issue.
It's a
for
big
lot of
issue,
seniors.
and if you sometimes it's just one word, and you don't get it. You know, just distort the whole application. So it is something that we can do to help as well. And they do get a lot of persons. When Jesse Hamilton was senator. He used to go there a lot and try to help, we try to help them. So I don't know about Lanomiri as to what he's doing. But I know for sure that Council Member Rita Joseph, she is very much into helping the seniors, doing stuff with the seniors. And so we will invite her in the coming year. I invite her to come, to the meeting to discuss with us as to, and also Cunningham office. Yeah. So what we really want to bring to the table, we want to bring that, and we also want to bring the mental health awareness to them. So when it comes to the senior wellness day, what's your input? What would you like to see? Or and we don't necessarily have to do it there. It's just that I did it over there. But you could think of if there's a different area, we can do it in the district.
I mean, I don't know how practical this is. I just know from experience dealing with my parents and other people in the community that medication and not just for mental health, because there's a lot of seniors on antidepressants and, there's a lot of issues with contraindications. And most of the seniors don't know what they're taking and why they're taking them.
You don't ask any question. They believe so much in the doctors.
Right.
They just take whatever the doctors give them.
And I'm sure sometimes mental health issues can arise from just contraindications with all the medications, because they take a lot of polypharmacy medications. Also, stress reduction, besides the spa day, because that's definitely something that would be useful. Just getting your hair done, your nails done, right? Going to the barber shop, it makes a big difference with how you view yourself. So that's a good idea. But my issue is always with the medication. Definitely some illnesses that affect your mental health, such as diabetes and high blood pressure. So just being able to include in that mental health day, check your blood pressure, what's your sugar level,
so
a lot of education.
Yeah, so
on a simple level that they can understand.
The wellness day, we had that. So we had people from the hospitals. They came and they took the blood pressures and stuff like that. So we had screening as well. Yeah, and that is very important. And just before I get to Yusuf, just to piggyback on what you said, she's not my blood family, but my landlady, but we're like family. And she was petite, little 4 feet, petite size. And any given day, she was taking 11 tablets for different stuff. And she went to the doctor, and they were, whatever that she was feeling, and the medication that they gave her, it did nothing for her. And I was like, why are they giving you all this medication? And but this is what the doctor said. I said, but you need a second opinion, and this thing, and the medication was damaging her heart. You understand? And she just kept taking them. I said, you need to stop taking all this medication. And eventually, when she went to a doctor, and the doctor asked her, bring me your medication, let me see. And the doctor said, this is not for this. Totally something different. And we have to be at a place where we are getting there. You understand? We are getting there. And then the doctors, when you get to a certain age, they don't pay attention to you.
And the doctors don't talk to each other. So one orders one thing, another orders
something. And then it's like you go to a doctor, and then you are 70-something years old, and you are sitting there, and then they just write and they just tell you, and then you believe that your doctor gave this to you, so you have your faith in your doctor, and you go and he's killing you. And she left, and then she went to Barbados, and when she got to Barbados, they just stopped her. But at the end of the day, it was already too late. It had already damaged her heart. So she was started having breathing problems and everything like that. So even at the spa day, when we do have the spa day, because it will be inside, that they are able to have someone to talk to them. And when it comes to the medication and the medication that they are taking, and if they don't know, have someone read it for them, have someone go online and check and see what are the side orders and side effects and everything like that. Because, as I said, our elderlies, they believe in the doctors. And the daughter I spoke to her, I said, look, this isn't working. This is too much. And then at the end of the day, we lost her. Yusuf, you're doing the mental health, right?
Yeah. So I was thinking of a couple of ideas for the wellness event for seniors. have maybe a table of a company that does case management for seniors, so that seniors can call the company, whichever one focuses on Crown Heights, I believe Prospect Lefferts Gardens or this neighborhood, that they can call, you know, when they need something, so that they can then assess what the seniors need. Also an agency that does general mental health help, not necessarily a clinic, but more a warm, like that just support peers that can provide support to seniors, and potentially maybe ask 988 to send a table there to speak about their crisis services and their mobile crisis teams in case they need, and the phone number, which people are not aware, but they changed it to 988 and they changed it to become a helpline, not a crisis line. So for anyone, and so sometimes, you know, seniors really stressed in the middle of the night and they're very anxious. They don't need to be suicidal to call 988. So they can, so have a table there, an informational table from 988. That could be
Yeah, that is good. And one thing I'm looking for, because most of the time, this type of screening, I would want 10 actually you have those persons on the side, so they can get information and they get this information, so no one is there, getting their private information. So that is very good. Another thing that I'm also thinking of is when it comes to medication drop-off, so if they go to the doctor and then the doctors then prescribe the medication, but they have to go home because sometimes they take the how do you call it, the transportation. Accessorite have to take them back home, and then they're able to have that service who can pick up the medication for them and take the medication back home. So it is something we have to do, because during COVID, they do have organization that they used to do that. So they used to go out, they go to the pharmacy, pick up the medication for the seniors and take it to their homes. But then it became a little bit worrisome because seniors was like, they were afraid those people to come in their home and take advantage of them. So maybe they can drop it off downstairs, and then someone could pick it up and stuff. So we can see if those services are still available and they're free services, whereas they can assist the seniors to go to the pharmacy to pick up the medication and send it to them.
There's maybe a couple. Sorry.
Hold on a minute. You said?
There's a couple of pharmacies that deliver. So you have to collect probably a list, and then when you go to your doctor, you ask them to deliver to one of those pharmacies that do delivery.
Okay. Go ahead.
I was also going to suggest the body system, so that they can be, connected.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, some people may not have someone to talk to.
Family members.
With a body system, I think communication is very very important. And also about the event, maybe we can also incorporate yoga into it.
Yeah, we did yoga.
In meditation.
We did yoga.
Breathing techniques.
Yeah.
For instance.
And they did laughing yoga. That was the first time I heard of laughing yoga. It was so hilarious.
Yeah.
It was. So they did the regular yoga, they did the stretches and everything, and then they did laughing yoga. It was awesome. Yeah.
Any Tai Chi.
And then they did I think one of the organization provided 150 lunches. So we had the lunch and everything. So the lunch came and then they had the lunch and stuff. But it was rush for me. But then this time I would really like us to, really come together and really get it going. Because as long as because we would collaborate with Kings County, the assembly member and the council member, come together and make it happen. So it's not just on us, so we get help from them. As anything else at Kings County, we can get the the T building, and you know the T building. We can get it to utilize the T building. We have to decide next year as to the date, so we can reserve it early enough, and then we have to figure out where in the community we would like to have the wellness program. It will be outside on the street, and then
That would be more in the summertime.
then was
Late
summertime, yeah.
spring.
So between January, February, March, we could think of what show we like to, and have persons. Because what I did, we had the Eventbrite and we have people register, so they let us know if they're interested in going, so we know, and then we'd find out the price for the, yeah.
But they have community theaters. Would that also be an option? I mean, does it have to be Broadway, or Broadway is just a?
If we have community
I
theaters,
know
with-
on Restoration Plaza, there's a Black Box Theater down there on Fulton Street, if I'm
Mhm.
not mistaken. And there might be other community theaters that have more comfortable seating. Because sometimes in those Broadway shows, those
Mhm.
seats are so
They're
narrow.
terrible.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. I don't know how comfortable our seniors would be being able to sit for 2 to 3 hours
yeah, usually,
sometimes.
it's a thing that we can, check, go there and see,
Yeah.
and check to see how everything is going and stuff. Because, I like, you're looking for something?
I was just wondering, are there any like water bottles?
Is your water ready?
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much.
Are you what? Going and just seeing live people, it makes kind of a difference than just sitting there watching, because they watch TV all the time, so just seeing live show, and it could be something that it doesn't necessarily have to be that, but just to take them out, just,
Of course, there's comedy
Yeah.
shows, there's,
Yeah.
like I said, neighborhood theaters, also live, but
yeah, and they can
maybe
do,
closer and a little
they
more
have,
comfortable.
for live performance as
Oh,
well,
sure.
okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about the movies, I don't even
Okay,
know what kind of
and then,
movies
and
are still
also, as you
available.
say, there's King's Theatre as well,
Right,
and
That's a
then we
nice
can,
big place.
yeah, so we can think of King's
Mhm.
Theatre as well.
Yeah, and Brooklyn Public Library, they have a theater.
oh, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Which one?
the Brooklyn
big
Public
one?
Library.
Right there,
Yeah,
Granary Plaza.
That was a long time ago.
Mhm.
And also maybe for the seniors to visit the library. I don't know how often
Mhm.
they go there.
Mhm.
We
Yeah.
may think about
Library and lunch,
Yeah.
everybody likes.
Yeah, because they can go to the library and
Right.
somebody read a story to them, they sit down and they read a story, and afterwards they can choose a book, they can read a book, and they can join the library,
Mhm.
Yeah.
And yeah, so,
A live music event for music during their era,
Yeah.
something. Do we do boat rides, or that's a little too dangerous?
boat ride is fine,
Yeah.
because like the circle line,
Mm-hmm.
you take them out on the
Yeah.
circle line, yeah. When you get, because the circle line is not like you just sit down and you just sit on the river, and you give them lunch,
Right.
yeah. Okay, so that is quite interesting. I love it. So as I said, it is, we have like, then the next year we're looking at Thanksgiving, and we used to be able to
They do
utilize Carroll
turkeys?
Gardens.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but then since they changed management, so it's kind of difficult to use there.
They have a nice community center, well, space they used to.
Hmm?
Do we give out turkeys too?
So the board,
Make food?
the board do give out turkeys and Cunningham, and I think the council member, but they usually give out turkey for Thanksgiving over there. Yeah.
What about other cultural holidays? I mean, not just Christians, right? There's Muslims, there's.
Yeah, so we
Jews,
have
and-
the Muslim community, and then we have the Hasidic community. We have, so we have to look, because we have seniors from in all the different ethnic backgrounds, that we have to look at them.
Any
yeah.
interpreters?
Hmm?
You think we need interpreters, language interpreters?
So, okay, so even
Yeah,
like
you
today
clear?
at work, we were talking and I was like, we have a very, people may not know because we have a good population of Africans in our community. At Ebbetsville, we have a wide population of Africans over there. And then we have Haitian, and we have Spanish, but not a whole lot. And then as one of the areas that I was looking at, people may sit down and they may understand what you're saying, but then they may have something that they missed, in as you read it to them in English. So then if you can get someone to come in and speak their language,
French.
Mm.
French?
Yeah, to speak their language. And then,
I speak French.
you speak French, but you speak, are you African?
Yeah,
You're African, so how many of the languages do you speak?
I speak two bons. Soninke is my native language,
Mm.
in high demand in the US, and Fulani in high demand too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we have, with me, I have a colleague of mine, I think he speaks about 6 different languages.
Mm.
He's African, so whenever we do something for the African community, I told him that I'd bring him, let him come in and to do something with him, and then having you as well is a plus, and then if we do something for the Hasidic community as well, because I don't know how the Hasidic, so you have to educate us, because I know the Hasidic community, they kind of do stuff in their own community, so I don't want to plan because I don't know, so you have to lead me in that area, because most of the time, so if it's, we have to get stuff and then you take care of it, because I don't really know how the Hasidic community, how they do stuff, and then interact, how they interact. But for me, all communities are in need, all communities need support. All communities need support, so we have to support the entire community. So hence the reason why, and I'm happy that it came up when it comes to holidays, because we know the city community, they have the different holidays that come up, so there are certain things that we want to do, but we want them included, so we have to look at the calendar, and then we have the Muslim community, so we have to work. And the board have all those dates and everything, so we know exactly. Maybe they may not have the Muslim dates, but are you Muslim?
Yes.
You are. So you'll be able to tell us, and say, okay, these are the days that we observe, and this is what we do, because I know Ramadan and all those days. So I'm happy that you guys are here, so that you're able to give us feedback. Because sometimes we do stuff and say, oh, well, they didn't think of us, they didn't, but it's not that we didn't think, it's just that up here we don't have it because we don't know. You understand? So I'm happy that we are able to collaborate together and put ideas on the table, but then we break them down to be able to service everyone,
Nice diverse committee.
I know.
It's New York.
Yeah.
I speak a little bit of French also, by the way.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not from here.
Where are you
I'm
from?
from Holland.
From
So I
Holland?
speak Dutch,
Okay.
speak a little bit of French,
Okay.
Yiddish,
All
Hebrew.
right.
So,
Oh,
Nice.
well, nice of huh?
Mhm.
Diverse
but
person.
most Hasidic members speak English, so
Mhm.
translation is not really a problem.
Right.
At least here in Crown Heights. In
Mhm.
Williamsburg, maybe not, but here in Crown Heights.
Mm-hmm.
But with the seniors, it's the Hasidic community here in Crown Heights. It's Russian,
Mm-hmm.
it's Hispanic, it's French, it's Israeli. So there's the seniors. It's different. I think in regards to Thanksgiving, I don't know about the Muslim community, but a lot of the Jews do celebrate it.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe a kosher and halal option would be something to think about.
Nice.
Yeah, Thanksgiving almost everybody celebrated.
Everybody celebrates Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember we used to have celebrations in here, and and then we used to utilize here before, and then so in the corner we used to have the Hasidic, the halal food, and is halal you call it? How you call your food?
Kosher.
Kosher. We have the
Yeah,
kosher food.
Muslim call it
So
halal.
the halal is Muslim, yeah. So the kosher food on one side, so then no one touch it, you just come in the box and they sit on the side, so when they come, they utilize it. So when they finish eating and everything, then we would partake, and then would they have the halal food and stuff, so that's great. But if we could find a place that is, spacious, then we can have like,
Everybody.
then we can have a Thanksgiving
Are we,
dinner.
are we considering our seniors that have disabilities?
Oh yeah, you would have to, because any place that we are going, it has to be ADA compatible so that they are able to come to get into the place.
Walkers,
Definitely, yeah.
wheelchairs.
So they have wheelchairs and they have the walkers that they are able to come in. My job.
Yeah, that is your part of your mission.
Yeah, that's one of my mission. Yeah, so it has to be ADA compatible for everyone. Yeah. So.
Are we also considering seniors that are visual impaired, hearing impaired? I mean, any special services that we can include in also Mental Health Awareness Day?
I can think of that.
Because sometimes, you know, mental health is one thing, but not being able to see and hear just
Yeah.
makes
Mhm.
the situation even worse, so.
Yeah.
I know we have a school of the deaf, or we had our meeting, right?
Yeah. Up this,
Maybe they
yeah.
have some services too that could be helpful for our seniors.
Are we gonna be discussing mental health in general or just for seniors?
So mental health, we are more focusing on seniors,
Mm.
but then anyone else who wants to be part of it, they can be there. But we just want to focus on them and as Carol, right?
Mhm.
Carol was saying that we have the seniors who are taking medication and medication is affecting them. Some of them they get the dementia, you know, it's just this take over them, you know, and there's so many other stuff. But then mental health awareness is for everybody.
Yeah.
But then in the segment, part of the segment has to focus on seniors. Yeah.
So I was just thinking in regards to mental health, our youth are suffering a lot, all of
Mhm.
our youth from all
Mhm.
communities. And sometimes all it takes is a basketball court, something like an event like that, an event in the park, something that, you know, like that can bring, make sure that a 16-year-old has, you know, someone, a mentor, you know, someone to talk to, someone that they can play with, someone that's, you know, gonna avoid
Right.
them going into bad things, God
Mhm.
forbid. So I think I don't know if that's something that's
Of course, definitely. So next month, God's willing, when we do meet, we will discuss our outing. So we'll focus on our outing and see where we go, where we decide if we do Brooklyn, you know, could be King's Theater, and if you, as you walk around, and then you know, you can just bring it back to the table when we meet as to where our outing would be, and then lunch, and then after that, then we're gonna concentrate on the wellness fair. I'm saying that to because we're breaking them down because I have been in conversation. I have had several meetings with Dumpstead people, Zelna Myri's office, Cunningham's office, and some other community partners that we have been planning a wellness, a mental health forum. But the mental health forum will be broken in sections, right? So we have family, wellness, then we have for men, and we have for youth. So the youth will just be by themselves. So where we have breakout sessions for them, you know, and then we have persons talking to them, we have games, and we have stuff for them as well. But then we could also extend it, as you said, to a fun day, you know, and that fun day could be right there at Wingate Park, where we can take them out there, you know, and stuff like that. So, but that is something that's all on the table. It started, but I was so bombarded with work. I've been planning so many different resource fairs, so I was not able to really continue. So that is on the table as well. So thank you for bringing that up. So that is part of our mental health awareness forum. So we have for men, and we were looking to do mental health forum for men because this month is Men Month, right? And we wanted to do it for men, but I was not able to do it. So we're gonna be planning that for next year. So as you go out there, the different pieces of the areas that we talk about when it comes to going out, taking the seniors out, and then we are looking at the program, the wellness program, and the mental health. So whatever that information that we get, sometimes we forget, jot it down, make a note in your phone or something. So when you come at the table, so we have them, we just make a note of it and we just piece them together, you know. But we will be looking at the first quarter as to what we'll do for the first quarter, because even when we take them out, we can say maybe we take them out like March or so,
hopefully there's snow, it won't be snowing.
Yeah, so we look at the weather to see, so to see how it goes, based on how it goes. But then we'll still be in the planning phase, and then, so we look at dates, because it's important to have dates and venues, so if we have dates, then we can, secure those venues, you know? Because I like to send out stuff early, you know, so person can put them on the calendar, you know, and then they can secure it, and then we can do, start putting our flyers. Because one of the areas when it comes to the mental health awareness forum that we've been discussing, because I had people from, I said, council members, from Rita, Congresswoman Yvette Clark's office, they are part of that conversation as well. And the flyer we wanted to put together, we didn't want to put mental health on it. You know, we wanted to send out something that will capture people that they want to come in, you know, so we we were just debating what do we put on that, the wording on that flyer, you know?
Wellness,
You know.
wellness incorporates everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, so that's what, so think of that as well, and then as we move on. But for the first quarter, so we'll look out at the seniors, we'll send out the flyer, we'll have the board, because as I said, it's the board, Kings County and the elected officials, we are all working together, collaborating together. So the more entity we have coming in, you know, to work with us, and the other organizations that you know that we can bring in, you know, and bring in more resources, then it will make it better for us, you know, make it our life easier. Okay, okay.
Sounds like a plan.
Thank you. It was very successful, very successful conversation, you know. So as I said, I don't want to sit down, spend time, and we don't execute. You know, we have to make it happen. Alright. So I did not have the names, so now I have the names, so I have to get the just put your numbers, so as I do the WhatsApp thing, so I can able to just add you to my phone so we can have the WhatsApp chat. So the days that we haven't met, and if you have any ideas or anything, and you can just put it in the chat, and then we can, you know, we can still communicate via WhatsApp in the meantime. And I'm only a phone call away, so you call me. I'll put my name on there as well.
We found you over there.
You
I
from?
found you over
From?
there. Oh, what's that?
Adjourn?
Hey, thank you guys. Huh?
Adjourn?
We finish it. Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.